Yes, my friends, and welcome to the Jon Mahon Show live at Download Festival 2024. And it's the Sunday. This is day 3 of 3 in terms of main arena entertainment. For myself, it is day 5 of 5. And what a weekend it's been. Yes, we can acknowledge the mud in all of its full glory. It has been brutal. It has tested us, it has been challenging, but it hasn't dampened any spirits. It has been my favourite Download festival that I've ever done, which I know might shock quite a few people given the climate, but genuinely this weekend has been so wholesome, so full of love, so full of positivity. And from this show's perspective as well, we got to do something this weekend that we never thought we'd do, at least this early on, with Ollie stood behind the camera with a big old smile on his face. We kicked off our Download Festival 2024 with a very first live Jon Mahon show in front of an audience. And I just want to firstly say thank you to Download Festival for trusting us with this, for giving us this opportunity. You've got no idea how grateful we are. And the second massive thank you I need to extend is to Mikey Chapman from Mallory Knox, who's our special guest on Wednesday night for our live show at the Ace of Spades stage. Mikey came all the way down from London. I booked Mikey a train home at 9 p.m. and at 9:15, Mikey was still sat around our campsite saying, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to make that train." And I said, "I don't think I'm going to make that train either, bro." And then quick cut to the next day and Mikey is asleep in the camper bed next to me inside the tent. So Mikey had himself a very good Wednesday night, and you'll be able to hopefully see that full live episode of the Jon Mahon Show very soon on this channel. We filmed it, we got the audio as well, so that should be up on podcast form very soon. But in terms of this weekend, we've done a load of good interviews, real good interviews. We've had people like John Fred from Blackstone Cherry. NOAHFINCE came and had an amazing conversation with us. Calva Louise we spoke to as well. We also were joined by Lucas from Holding Absence, who's double duty this weekend with Funeral for a Friend, spoke all about that iconic set. So throughout this special, we're going to be bringing you some of our favourite interviews that we've ever done on this channel with some of these big names, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But right now I want to focus on the music of this weekend, because this year's lineup for me was one of the most eclectic Download Festival lineups I've seen in a very, very long time, if potentially ever. And one thing that has shone through for me this weekend is the diversity of this lineup is something that rock and metal fans want and love. And the biggest comment section debate, shall we say, came when Busted got announced as the Friday night headliner for the Avalanche stage. And of course the metalhead elitists in the comment section were voicing all of their displeasures. However, when you got to the stage on Friday night, which I did whilst Wheatus were performing, firstly, couldn't get in the fucking tent for Wheatus because they pulled a massive crowd, and then there was 30,000 people trying to get into what I assume is around about a 10,000 cap tent to try and watch Busted. I didn't even get anywhere near close to being inside the tent. I managed to get a little spot on the hill, as you can see in this clip, and that just goes to show for me that there is a hunger and a thirst for your less typical rock bands. And a band like Busted are a gateway band for me. If it wasn't for a band like Busted, I probably wouldn't be stood in front of you right now doing this job. They opened my eyes to guitar-based music. They opened my eyes to bands like Green Day and Sum 41. And then I went on to discover metal like Slipknot and Bullet for My Valentine. So if it wasn't for a band like Busted, I wouldn't be here right now. And I think that extends to quite a few people at Download Festival this weekend. So more of that in the future, please, because it's been evident this weekend that it definitely works. I'm absolutely
sorry, I didn't mean to fuck you up.
Not at all.
Is he interviewing you one? Yeah. We're like, is he doing an interview? I'm like, I think he's interviewing. It's Ghost.
Yes. It's our Ghost.
How's it going?
I thought you were interviewing John Cena.
On Thursday, I was given the opportunity to DJ the Doghouse, and again, I am so grateful to Download Festival, to Jenny, to Danica for the opportunity. I said at the end of the set it was the best DJ set of my life, and I meant every single fucking word of that. As an alternative DJ, grafting around nightclubs, playing to 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 people, to get the opportunity to step onto a stage like the Doghouse at Download Festival, where you presented with 10,000 of the most passionate metalheads in the world. And given the set that I do isn't exactly your bog standard stereotypical rock DJ set, I take the dance music and put it underneath it. The open-mindedness that I was greeted with and the feedback that I've had has genuinely blown me away, and it means the fucking world, man. And I'll be able to hopefully share some of that DJ set with you very, very soon. We filmed the whole thing, so I'm hoping to be able to upload it somewhere and share it with you, because honestly, that night was, without a doubt, my favourite night of DJing in my 10 years as an alternative DJ. And look forward to hopefully trying to get back in next year to do the same thing. And then we move ourselves onto Friday, where the main arena opened, as did the heavens. It was a challenge for some. I did go on record and say that as long as it doesn't rain during peak times, we'll be okay this weekend. And sure enough, Mother Nature went, not so fast, sunshine. And it did rain at peak times. The ground got churned up very, very quickly. But hey, you roll with the punches, man. It's just one of those things. You can't control the weather, but what you can control is your outlook and your perspective on it. And ain't no rain gonna ruin a Download Festival party, which is why you put the boots on, you get into it, you embrace the mud, you go, fuck it, let's still have a good time. And that's been the vibe in the main arena this weekend. A lot of people smiling in the face of adversity, which is something that the rock community does very, very well. And shout out to the bands this weekend. I think they really understood the assignment, which was they're stepping into an environment where a lot of people could have a bit of a doom and gloom outlook on the weekend. And the bands this weekend have brought so much energy, so much positivity, and really unified the spirit out in this main arena. My shirt has slowly become more and more unbuttoned as I've fucking done this piece. Don't worry, I'm not going to complete the world's unsexiest striptease for you right now. Let's get ourselves looking a little bit more business, shall we? And speaking of business, business was being handled by this year's headliners, Queens of Stone Age on Friday night. Fucking phenomenal show. I think they've won themselves a lot of new fans at Download Festival just by being so unbelievably tight as they are. As I said, Funeral for a Friend's brand new lead singer in Lucas from Holding Absence, they stepped up to the plate for Bad Omens on the Friday night as second stage headliners. And as we'll talk about in the interview, the boys brought some toys along with them, which we'll be discussing at length. And then we move ourselves onto the Saturday, which was headlined by Fall Out Boy. I spoke to my friend Lee, who's a die-hard Fall Out Boy fan, and he said it was the best Fall Out Boy set he's seen in the last 10 years. So if that doesn't show you the quality of output from the headliners this weekend, I don't know what does. Elsewhere on the bill yesterday, you had Shikari putting on a set that I've heard was fucking phenomenal. Unfortunately, I did miss it. We were in the press area all day doing the interviews, and as I finished my last interview, Shikari went out on stage, and I was like, look, I need to sit down, I need some food, otherwise I'm not going to make it to the rest of the day. So unfortunately I did miss the Shikari set, but I heard nothing but amazing feedback from that. Elsewhere on the bill, you've had bands like Wheatus, as I mentioned earlier, having one of the best sets that they probably had at a UK festival. We've got Bowling for Soup, who are currently on the main stage, who I do believe have got an announcement to make a little bit later on, which I'm sure by the time this goes out, the world will be very, very aware of. We've also got the set of the weekend that a lot of people have been looking forward to, which is Limp Bizkit. What a Download Festival, man. Genuinely, what a fucking Download Festival. I think this weekend really has shown a lot of people that despite the conditions, it doesn't fucking matter. As long as we've got some good fucking tunes, as long as people have got each other's back and we're looking after each other, and that rock and roll community spirit is high, that's all we need. That's all we need. So, without further ado, what we're going to do is get into the interviews from this weekend. We'll go back to back on them now for the rest of the special. And after you've watched some of these interviews, I'll see you on the side to sign this party off. Holy shit! First interview of Download Festival 2024, and it's only the reprobates from Defects.
Yeah, man.
We'll get to that story in a second, but James, Tony and David, how the fuck are we doing, boys?
Really fucking good.
Doing amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Ready
Great
for
to
it,
be
mate.
Yeah. How are the arseholes feeling this morning? Because you went for a curry last night.
They went for the hot ones. I was all right.
It started off with Luke, and then we were all like, you know what, we don't want to be pussies about it. So we all joined in and reached the pit of misery together, holding hands. And this morning, like, it was kind of like a domino effect. As soon as one needed one, I did, and then he did. But we're all in that synchronized pain together. So we're sharing the love and the pain.
Nice. It's like syncing at periods. You were syncing at poos.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
There was a serious synergy of poo. Yeah.
Shittergy, if you will. The puns have already started. So, boys, let's go back a couple of weeks ago when you came to Birmingham for an album release show. Modern Era?
Absolutely. Yep.
Still remember the album name. What has the reception been like so far for this record? Because I can imagine the amount of pain, emotion and creativity that's gone into it, especially with your fan base. Like, they've been waiting a long time for this record. What has the feedback been so far?
It's just been overwhelming. Like, when we wrote the record, it was like writing it for ourselves, and when it went out to the masses, like, having people say that they can relate to the music, and from that they want to come see us play and they know the words and stuff. It was overwhelming, man. Like, I can't say any more than that, really. It was just, we didn't ever think that it would resonate as much as it has, and like, we've set a bar now that we like, holy crap, like, we have to try and top on the next record. So it's a scary place to be right now, but an overwhelming place to be at the same time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was amazing. Like, the fans and the crowd, just the response from them, hearing them sing back the words for the first time, like, it was amazing. And it's really set us up for now going for Download, Grass Pop and Of Mice and Men. Like, we're ready for it. We're raring.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
The energy set me up. Like, I'm ready today because of that. Like,
Yeah, you
so,
are.
like, let's do it again.
Because a lot of those songs in the set that night, you were saying that you pretty much played the record in full that night in Birmingham. Like, in terms of playing those songs live, first, second show of like actually going in full in front of a crowd, what were some of the songs where you're like, ooh, didn't realise that one would pop in that kind of way?
I think for me, Goliath was one of them. Like, it was the first time we'd played it, and there were some people already in the front who knew the words, and the breakdown was hitting hard. Another Heart to Bleed was the other one. We'd never played it before, and it was like, I guess it was more of a deep cut of the record, but it's become a fan favourite for sure. Like, and seeing people resonate with that's been amazing. And also Echo Chamber as well. It was the first time on that small little headline run that we, played it, and the response to that, you had people tearing up in the crowd, and that is, for me, what I wanted this whole time was to really resonate with people, and like to see that back and then have conversations. It was just, we're doing something right, in that regard of like making relatable music. So
100%. Yeah. And I know we're assholes who stand here and laugh and joke around, but what I also do love is the fact that you can change lanes into that serious side as well. Because a lot of the speeches that you're giving that night in Birmingham, especially like for some of the newer songs that people may not know the meaning behind going into it, because the record was still so very, very fresh. You were like, cool, this is what this song is about. This is the message behind it. And then you stood there and delivered like almost a sermon, like a preacher, being like, hey man, this is unity. Like, this is what it feels like when a community is there for each other. And like, I feel like the bigger Defects gets, which is inevitable, like that's something that's going to keep on rolling. And I mean, in terms of like opening up about this kind of stuff, how hard have you found it?
At the start, it was kind of like, I felt like maybe I'd spilled a bit too much on what I'd gone through, and obviously with what I'd written, but the more and more this has gone on, it's kind of been like, wow, I should have done this sooner, to be honest. And I'm just really happy that now, out of all the time that I've spent writing, it's happened now with this band. It's
and this set of lads as well.
Yeah, exactly. And they've been there for me and supported me through the tough time that I've had. And sometimes even when it's hard to get through a certain song, I've got Luke and you guys like coming over after and just being like, yeah, you got through it this time. And it is hard, but I'm glad I opened up, and I encourage anyone who makes music, or is a lyricist like myself, to open up about things, because the sooner you get it off your chest, you're gonna have people who relate to you and are gonna be there for you.
100%. And I mean, like, as you boys in the band, like when you've got a lead singer who's as brutally honest as you are, like, how does it make you feel on stage when you're stood there and you're like, that's my fucking boy up there?
Dead fucking proud of him. Dead proud of him.
Yeah.
Like, he goes up there every night, he connects with the crowd, and just I've never seen an energy like that. And yeah, and for you bearing your soul like that, to do that, like, big props to you, bro, honestly, because like I know that's something really deep. and the fact that you were able to tell people about that, not only in the music, but also go like, this is the meaning behind this. Like, fucking well done, bro. Honestly.
Appreciate it. It's authentic and pure, you know. It's like great to just watch like that sort of connection happen. That you know it's real, and to just be a part of it is just fucking great, you know.
100%, and like from a melodic perspective as well. Like what I love about your band is like obviously you've got such an emotive voice, but you release so much emotion through the melodic side of it. I mean, when you were putting this record together, was that something that came naturally in the studio? Was it a case when you were writing the lyrics, you're like, hold on, we need to just up this up a little bit?
I think like for melodies and stuff, like I've always kind of like been roughly in tune with that, even if I knew how or not. Like loved R&B and stuff, so like I guess for me that soulfulness and that emotion side of things has always kind of been there. So then the lyrics obviously got a bit more personal, so it was connecting the dots with that. But yeah, like with this album, it kind of went hand in hand, you know. So yeah, like I've always kind of been hands-on, like writing melodies and writing emotional music. Like wouldn't have it any other way.
Hell yeah. And one thing that I really did love about that show was on the last song, like you and Luke going for a little bit of a walk and a little explore, ending up on top of the bar in quite a low ceilinged venue. So like popping the crowd, it's like Luke was just on one knee like he was going to propose to you.
Yeah. I did say yes later on that night.
Weddings next year.
You need a DJ for the wedding. Let me know.
Oh yeah,
it was one of those, like we postponed it because I smacked my head on the ceiling, lost a few brain cells, so we were like, we'll postpone it, but I did say yes. And Luke, if you're watching this, mate, I love you, bro.
Yeah. And it's 100% going to be Luke in the dress, like without a doubt.
But you know what, like every time it gets to near the end of the set, we always love to go into the crowd and like do something cool like people want to, you know, see, and you do feel like a real connection with the crowd when you go in there. And sometimes it can be a bit aggressive, especially when you're doing a tour supporting another band and people don't know who you are and there's a lot of rowdy people. But when it's your crowd as well, like people know what to do, and like, you know, we was getting circle pits, walls of deaths, and then getting on the bar.
Oh, well, what we did start this interview with was us making a very stupid noise. Yabba, 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 yabba. Which came from at the end of Defects show in Birmingham, which is a massive show, a seminal show, album release week. I went for a couple of jars afterwards at Subside to celebrate, as you do. Boys like, do you know what? Got a hankering for a Mackey's right now, feeling a bit peckish. So we head to the Mackey's on the ramp in Birmingham, which is infamous for the strangest characters in the United Kingdom. I was lucky enough to get blessed with order number 69.
Right, when it gets cold.
Go on.
I can't wait.
Gabba. Yep.
So our very good friend Max Such was stood there filming it, waiting for the inevitable 69 to get called. And as he did, what could only be described as a man who we're fairly sure didn't actually speak words, just came up to us whilst Max was filming, just dead in his face, was like, yabba, 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 yabba.
Yama, 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 yama. Go on. Yama, 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 yama. Go on, mate. I love this track.
That night we found our sixth member.
He just told us to remember him, and we
have ever since.
Remember my name.
I'll tell him to my kids.
It's gonna be like Sleep Token the next time we see you. He'll be coming out in like a hooded shawl and just say, yabba, yabba, yabba. Oh, so yeah, boys, that's the best way to welcome you to Birmingham, like with our patron saint.
I love Birmingham so much, man. Honestly, every time I go there, it's always a good vibe, good time, and I love the people.
Yeah, and especially when you got Max Such TMing you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, Birmingham's like our second home as well. We're always up there, so yeah, Max is an absolute ledge.
Yeah, we love him.
Yeah. Define love.
I don't think it's camera safe.
Hate. Love and hate are the same, right? It's a strange relationship.
All right then, boys, before we let you go and say goodbye, we like to do a feature at every festival, which is how many questions can you answer in 69 seconds?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, quick fire round. We'll go 1, 2, 3. First answer that comes, I'll ask the question. 3 answers, next question. Ready?
All right.
Right. Ollie has a timer on the clock, and we start now. Favorite band of all time?
Fleetwood Mac.
AC/DC.
Lamb of God.
A big chorus or a gnarly breakdown?
Or gnarly breakdown.
Chorus.
Chorus.
A song you love playing live right now?
All of them.
Echo Chamber.
Yeah, Echo Chamber. It's
The
new.
most fun band to tour with?
Orbit Culture.
Oh, Mice and Men.
I had to say one though.
All of them.
They're tied.
A song you inexplicably hate?
Oh.
That Jess Glynn song they play on the Jet 2 flights makes me want to really hurt someone. Yeah.
I can't even think of one that I really hate.
My mind is slowly turning to mush.
Yeah.
UK shows or European shows?
European.
I've done UK a lot. I love UK, but I love exploring Europe.
Yeah.
Favourite song to end a set on?
Recurring, yeah.
Best show of your life?
Oh.
Could be today.
Yeah, could be actually.
Maybe so far. I don't know.
Yeah, let's have that sentiment.
Yeah.
Worst show of your life?
Oh.
For our experience, I'm going to say Bloodstock. But I
Yeah,
love Bloodstock.
that was a day of mess.
Technical issues brought that one to its knees. Yeah.
Sorry, Bloodstock. I know you gave us love.
We love you
boys,
still.
you absolutely smashed it. Thank you ever so much for your time. I hope I get to see you today, but chances are I'll probably change the press area between now and Busted. But have an amazing set. Very, very proud of you. And please, for the love of God, if you haven't already, go and fucking stream Modern Era right now.
Thank you for having us.
Nice one.
Download Festival 2024 interviews continue up next with two of the biggest boys of the fucking weekend. Darren and Ryan from Funeral for a Friend. How are we, fellas?
Wonderful.
Very
Wonderful,
good,
John.
very good. Yes, loving it.
See ya.
It's so good to see your faces.
Thanks. They're good faces.
Yeah, they are.
Well, yours is. I'm not sure about mine.
Well, yeah.
Don't you dare sell yourself short like that, Sam.
You should uncover it once in a while.
Indeed. I mean, it's a pleasure to be up at this festival. You know, it's always an amazing festival every year. So yes, pleasure to be part of it.
Which
innit?
festival?
Download Festival.
No.
Liquid Death.
Presents Download.
Presents.
There he is.
Download.
Gotta get the branding in. Gotta get it in. Well, let's start with where the conversation for this set occurred. Bad Omens pull out, understandably so. Mental health comes first. When did you get the call, and then what was the turnaround time like from that?
Well, we had just played Slam Dunk a few days before, which were our first two shows with Lucas Woodland from Holding Absence on vocals for us, and it went really well. I think everyone felt that it went really well, and that seemed to make his way around to people, and
Reviews and comments online were amazing. You know,
all
so
that good stuff. Yeah,
we were blown away ourselves, to be honest. I think, you know.
Indeed, yeah. And then when Bad Omens pulled out, then it became that conversation started. It didn't take really very long because we were still in fresh mode, having played the week before. So I think if Download had been at the beginning of May, then we'd be like, fuck no, because we haven't rehearsed for ever actually at that point with Lucas.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, the fact that we'd come off that and felt good about that, and we're in the right space, it came around quite quickly, and we were happy to accept, of course.
Yes. Didn't take us long to make up our mind, you know.
6 minutes, I believe it was.
Was it 6, was it?
So, boys, we free in June. We're free in June, aren't we?
Yes. We all came back straight away.
Well, speaking of Lucas from Holding Absence entering the fold, obviously, made the decision for Matt to take a step back. When Lucas came in and you had that first band practice, what was it like hearing those songs with his kind of vocal style for the first time? As these songs that you've been a part of your life for decades now, hearing this new young man coming in with one of the most powerful set of pipes this industry has in 2024. What was that first rehearsal? I
mean, to be honest, kind of, you know, the first rehearsal, hearing his voice, he's been, you know, he's been a fan, a self-confessed fan of the band, loves the songs himself. So, I mean, it was just a perfect fit immediately. And we all just kind of looked at one another, you know, wow, you know what I mean? This is incredible.
And we all said the same when Lucas went out of the room, that it felt like the old days. It really did. It felt like it felt, if we closed our eyes, it felt like Matt in 2003. Really, genuinely, it had that energy. Lucas is doing his own thing. He has his own voice, but it was just the energy. Yeah, it was just because I remember the first ever rehearsal we did with Funeral for a Friend and me hearing Matt sing, and it was the same thing. It was just that, you know, it wasn't that the two voices sound the same, whatever. It was just that magic. It really was
instant, like you say, energy that we felt, you know, in the room ourselves, and it sort of totally reinvigorated the band, I think, you know, throughout kind of the rehearsals we went through and then the 3 shows we played.
That's fantastic, because I mean, like, Lucas does have that one-of-one kind of vocal style where it's like, you know, especially with like sort of like false fold, kind of like distorted scream that he can do, where like on tunes like Afterlife, where it's like that opening note, and it's like bringing that to like your catalogue as well, that sort of diverse vocal range. Like, I can imagine your fan base at Slam Dunk, all the feedback you were getting was like, oh my days.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone else could have come in and did it. I mean, he was the only candidate when we decided that we wanted to do more, and Matt didn't. Obviously, that led to him stepping away and, you know, wishing us the best and whatever. We were like, there's only one guy, and if he's not going to do it, then let's just knock it on the head.
He's also approaching it with total respect to Matt and the way Matt wrote those lyrics and Matt's melodies as well. As much as he's, you know, here and there, he's putting his own kind of, you know, element into how he's singing. He's paying full respect to the songs and to Matt and to Matt's lyrics and vocal melodies. Absolutely,
100%. Because I can imagine, like, not just as a vocalist, but as a young vocalist as well, singing someone else's songs and lyrics and things they've written about their own life experiences must be a pretty tough process.
Absolutely,
and you know, like Darren said, he's paid so much respect to that whilst doing his own thing and putting his character into it. And as I said before, if it wasn't for him doing it, then we wouldn't be doing this now. And if he turns around after tonight and says, okay, that, you know, that's kind of it for me, I don't see where we go from there. I really don't, because this feels, you know, so perfect and so right that I don't think we would just, you know, go and get someone else. It just, that's what we feel about it.
No, and he's not trying to, as he's, you know, mentioned before, he's not trying to replace Matt. No one can ever replace Matt. 100%. He's doing his kind of approach, doing his own kind of way, with full respect to, you know, to the songs.
Hey, first and foremost, thank you guys for being so warm and so lovely this evening. Thank you. And as always, thank you so much to the wonderful legends still on the stage right now for being the fucking best. Make some noise!
No, it's genuinely beautiful to see him, like, watching you guys at Slam Dunk. Like, it was the smiles on the faces, like, of like you guys, like, whilst Lucas was out there crushing it, and like the energy that the Funeral for a Friend fans were giving you that day, like, it gave the songs almost like a new lease of life, like having that sort of fresh breath of fresh air coming in.
Well, I felt the fans having that same moment that we did in rehearsals, because you never know, right? You know, and obviously being a fan is different. You've grown up with this person's voice and their lyrics and just them being in the band. So it's hard thing to, you know, it's a hard thing to ask any fan to be able to accept someone new coming in, no matter how good they are or what they've done before. And you know, there were obviously a lot of people who were like, yeah, great, but there's a lot of people who are like, not so sure about this, and not so sure this is going to work, you know. Well, I'll go and have a look, and we could see and feel that change during the set from quite early on. People being like, oh, okay, fair enough,
100%.
Yeah, I think he won them over, you know, in the first couple of songs. They were kind of, okay, this does work, you know what I mean? I was unsure whether it would, but it does, you know what I mean?
And that's exciting though, because tonight it's a new set of fans and people who perhaps weren't at download at Slam Dunk, who are here at Download. And I'm really excited to have that experience again of seeing people out there being like, wow, actually, fair play. You know, this is pretty fucking good.
Well, considering the last time you were here, you were headlining the stage below the stage that you're playing this evening. And it's like going from that, like, leap up to a second stage headline slot, which someone told me that you've got some toys this evening to play with.
We may have.
You brought your toys, have you?
Not those toys.
Oh, right.
The other toys.
Oh, right, yeah.
Don't get too excited. Come on now.
That's the after show party.
Oh, there you go. John knows.
he knows the score.
Yeah, it's one of those things where when we got offered the slot, we could have just all right, let's just whap a backdrop up. It was like, no, let's try and put on a proper show. Let's try and do it right. Let's try and
let's elevate this to a brilliant set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and give that slot the respect it deserves. I mean, we don't take for granted being given that opportunity and that slot this this far into our career. Really, it's an opportunity for us to, as I say, impress new people or whatever, or just people maybe hearing us for the first time. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of younger people that download that probably never even heard of us or heard a song by us. So it's a big, it's a big opportunity to do something cool. So we'll try and do that.
Hell yeah!
Absolutely.
And you've never played with fire before, have you?
Only as a child.
He's as terrible as a child he was,
With your magnifying glass in the street.
Yeah, those bloody ants.
That doesn't really work in Wales, does it?
No, you gotta have the sun for that. No. But yeah, we got a bit of fun stuff going on stage.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting and it's gonna be a big show, which is kind of what we were aiming for,
Yeah, trying to present those songs in the best way possible.
As Ryan said, what a headlining slot at Download deserves. Yeah.
This far into your career, it's a testament to how fucking amazing your music has been over the years, that like you are still invited and still respected enough to come down and be like, cool, second stage headline if you're a friend, of course. Yeah.
And we massively appreciate that. We're humbled, I think, to a certain degree at how long our kind of music and how many generations is kind of survived in a sense kind of through so we're always blown away that kind of we're still kind of in this situation where people still love the bands, people still kind of want to come watch us and that kind of thing. So we're really chuffed to have this opportunity.
Fuck yeah, boys. Well, before I let you go, we've got a festival gimmick on this show where I see how many questions you can answer in 69 seconds.
Let's have a go, is it?
Okay.
So
what kind of
first answer that comes to your head, like Darren, if you answer first, then you, Ryan, and then we'll see how many of these you can get through. Ollie's got 69 on the clock, and your time starts now. Favorite band of all time?
Queen.
Boston.
Big chorus or a fat riff?
Big chorus.
Fat riff.
See, that's why it works.
Yeah. A song you love playing live right now?
Juno.
Escape Artists Never Die.
The most fun band to tour with?
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
What's your best album?
Oh, that's tough.
That is tough.
Casually Dressed.
Ours.
A song you inexplicably hate? Not one of yours, just a song in general that you hate.
Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
What's that Puddle of Mud song?
She hates me.
Yeah, terrible.
All of them.
Everyone.
Favorite song to end a set with?
Roses for the Dead.
I'd go Roses for the Dead as well, actually.
Best show of your life?
Tonight.
Definitely
Worst
tonight.
show of your life?
Last.
Well, there's a few of those probably.
Yeah, how long? I thought you only had 69 seconds.
And what's the best funeral for a friend riff of all time?
Recovery.
Too many. Damned if you do, dead if you don't. I like that riff.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Boys, thank you ever so much for your time today.
Nice
I can't tell you how much
Awesome.
I appreciate it. Nothing but love, man. Like, genuinely.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, man. I can't wait to see you guys later. It's the ADHD. I love picking stuff up and putting it down again.
Hey, look, man. How old are you?
30.
30. So I'm 39. So we're doing some yard work at my house, and I had a drainage ditch, and I had all these rocks. I had a company come out and dig it, so the water wouldn't get to the house. Well, they fucked it up, and they did the pitch wrong, so water just been coming in. My damn basement's flooded. So I'm out there like, I'm gonna get this out, man. So I'm talking like, I don't know, dude, like 100 yards of rock, 9 feet deep. So right before we came over, I was lifting it and pulling it out. And about 30 minutes in, I was like, ooh. I'm gonna have to rent a baby excavator or something to get this out, 'cause I can't do this shit. This is crazy.
Yeah, like all those years of loading in and loading out still don't prepare you for just what Mother Nature can throw your way.
No, you can do, like, that's the thing too, like manual labor, like go out and play, you know, and it's like, all right, man, you get back in the swing of it if you've been off, but like, man, that manual labor will kill you.
Yeah.
God.
Shouts out the blue collars.
Oh, dude, 100%, man.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
We just been hanging out, man.
And that's a Joe Rogan style, that is. Just
Yeah.
like, so as the camera's on and start rolling.
Just roll it.
Well, my friends, we've taken some shelter since our last interview because the heavens doth opened, but we are joined by one of the biggest legends of this weekend, Mr. John Fred from Blackstone Cherry. How are you, sir?
I'm great, man. Thank you for that legendary intro. I don't know if I can hold all that coolness, man. That's like, you know.
Oh, dude, you deserve it, man, because you boys, in my humble opinion, one of the most gangster bands here this weekend.
Oh, man,
because you are no nonsense, balls to the wall rock and roll. And the last time I saw you was at Blue Ridge Festival in Virginia.
In the States.
Yeah, the shit show.
You were there.
Yeah.
You were there the day that we all actually got to play.
Yeah, you actually got to perform.
Man, that's awesome, dude.
And that was my first time seeing a full Blackstone Cherry set. Like I've seen you at festivals like tail end or start and had to dash somewhere else.
Yeah.
First time start to finish, and I just love how you guys are just so no nonsense about it. Walk out on stage, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's fucking go.
Thanks,
and like, has that
man.
always been the mentality of the band? Like, are you like, you know, flight the click track and all that kind of stuff? Like, we're just straight up rock and roll.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I guess it probably comes from just really being influenced by all the legends and the greats. I mean, growing up, like, listening to Zeppelin and Cream and Sabbath and Skynyrd and you know, Aerosmith, all of them, you know, it's just like, you kind of, as teenagers, we were really lucky, man. Like, my dad and uncle are in a band called the Kentucky Headhunters.
No way.
And they were massive in the late 90s, or excuse me, the late 80s, early 90s. And, you know, they were like one of the probably the first band to ever move into country music that was a rock band.
Damn, okay.
So they kind of like shifted the whole scene, you know, in country music. But growing up, like their grandmother my great grandmother gave them an old farmhouse. So they put all their music gear in there, put posters up on the wall. And we were teenagers growing up, like, and I, you know, asked my dad, I was like, man, can we play music down here? And he was like, yeah, sure, you know, you stay out of trouble, be fine, you know. He thought we were just gonna hang out. But Chris and I, our singer, went to kindergarten with each other.
Okay.
So we were little bitty kids, man. We grew up, and like, I think in middle school, I did a talent show, brought my drums to school, you know, and played, and it was awful. But anyway, Chris comes up to me afterwards. He was like, man, my dad's getting me a guitar this summer. He's like, we should put a band together. So that's how, you know, we kind of drifted into that, and we'd go down to the practice house and play. As we got into high school, we met Ben, and we would go down there every day after school, just no nonsense. Like, we would literally that bell would ring. Yeah, we would just go down there, and no air conditioning, no indoor plumbing. So we just
in Kentucky as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's an old farmhouse, you know. But it was back to your question to come back around is I think growing up seeing those posters that my dad and uncle had put up, you know, when they were teenagers, like, you know, it was like, there's no telling what that stuff's worth now, you know, because it's like, it's all vintage stuff. But we grow up, you know, seeing like Mott the Hoople and Skynyrd and Cream and like all the Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke, B.B. King, all those posters and stuff. And we were kind of in the dawn. It was 2001, so we were in the early stages. Like, you know, social media wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
So some of this stuff we would look up online and then, you know, get to hear it or go to like a record store and try to find that album. And yeah, just inspired by the greats, man. Obviously on the other side, like, love Metallica, Pantera, like even like Seven Dust and stuff that was, you know, on MTV at that time or was current, you know, metal and rock. So we've got a big music, you know, collection growing up as kids. And yeah, we just go out there and, you know, just play rock and roll, man.
It's hard not to be a good band when those are all of your influences.
Well, I tell you what, man, we've worked hard, a lot of practice, a lot of hours, and but yeah, it's fun, man. I think we've been able as a band to take all these influences, and, you know, everybody borrows from everybody, you know. So I mean, but we've managed to turn all those influences into what it is we do, you know.
100%. And have you noticed a change in either like listenership or audience attendances with the boom of country music that we're currently experiencing? Because like it seems out of, especially like the last year or two, and in the UK massively, country music has had this huge resurgence in terms of popularity. I know in the States it's always been like one of the big dominating genres, but like as a band that's always had that country backbone in their rock and roll style, have you noticed it?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, obviously like country's been, like you said, massive in the States for years and years. But I think that what's kind of propelled it, man, is you're seeing kind of music genres kind of just go in and blend with each other.
Yeah.
And I think more importantly, anything is people, and this is really cool, is people, instead of trying to, you know, put something, as human beings, we're kind of like, okay, I got to organize things, you know, okay, this is rock and this is R&B and that's rap and this is country. I think now people are just going, do I like this?
Yeah.
You know, is this a great song?
Yeah.
You know, is this like, and that's kind of where I think the genres blending, you know, I've seen festivals, man, where like, you know, you'll have somebody that's a rap artist on there, and then you'll have a country artist, and then a hard rock, and it's all blurring, and I think that's really cool, man. You know, it makes it, you know, it makes it neat for fans too, because man, when you go out and you go to a festival or a show and there's different artists on that whole lineup, it's just it makes it, it's just way more enjoyable, I think, for fans, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you guys collaborating with a rapper. Like,
I would too, man.
Like, like having someone just spit a couple of bars over the top of some of your beats, especially.
Hey, dude, you know, we grew up, like, obviously loving rap music, man, you know, and I don't think there's a genre we don't listen to. And the thing is, like, when we're on the bus, we got a day off, and we got, like, our you know, big Bluetooth speaker, like, it'll go from, man, it's like so bizarre. It'd go from like Lamb of God to Willie Nelson to Elvis to, you know, T-Pain to, you know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad you said T-Pain, because I was trying to think of the Luke Bryan lyric where it's like a little something, little T-Pain. Like,
listen, that dude
is it like little Conway, little T-Pain or something like that?
I love that dude, man. He is so talented. I saw him do, he was doing like a concert, and he was doing Sabbath cover. Was it War Pigs?
War Pigs.
Oh man!
Without the auto-tune, just him singing.
He is so talented.
Dude.
That guy is such a great singer, and like, man, yeah, you listen to it and you're like, and it wasn't just like, oh, that's kind of neat. He was like, he nailed it, man.
Yeah, like he's got pipes, and like the fact that he's been like the automatic association with auto-tune for so long. And it's like, one sec, you were hiding that.
That's pretty cool, man, you know.
Dude, one thing I need to ask you about whilst I've got you here is Blackstone Cherry responsible for one of my favourite bars in a song of all time. White Trash Millionaire.
Yeah.
Get 'em up, get 'em up, get 'em up. Where did that line come from? What does it mean? Does it mean anything, or was it just something that Chris was like, this sounds great over the top of this bit?
You know what? I remember we wrote that song in 2010, and we were at my dad and my uncle's practice house.
Sick.
And man, yeah, it was just like some lyrics started coming, and Chris is really good about, like, he'll get something in his head and then just start rolling with it. But man, we've written so many songs, like down there on the back of the bus at sound check, and you know, we all write music and lyrics. But yeah, Chris is he's a good one, man. I tell you, he can spit some stuff out. And you're right, like, I think when we do that song live, like that part in the song, people do that's a very, very, like, it's a fan favorite.
Yeah,
you know,
100%, because it's like it comes off the back end of the verse, but it's almost like its own pre-chorus in its own right.
It's hooked, man.
It's just pure hype. Well,
I love playing that song live too, man. That's probably one of my favorites.
I can imagine that's like a set highlight every night.
Yeah.
Well, John, we won't keep you too much longer, my friend, but we've got a feature we do at festivals, which is how many questions can you answer in 69 seconds?
Let's go.
So it's nothing serious. First answer that comes to your head. Are you ready? Ollie's going to pull up a timer.
69 seconds.
69 seconds.
Not 70.
Specifically 69.
Specifically.
Right. Your time starts now. Favorite band of all time?
Led Zeppelin.
A big chorus or a big drum fill?
In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins.
A song that you love playing live right now?
When the pain comes.
The most fun band to tour with?
Steel Panther.
What's your best album?
I don't know. Next.
A song you inexplicably hate.
Wait, the last record.
last one.
Yeah, it's always the best
The
one.
one he's promoting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go ahead.
A song you inexplicably hate.
I don't hate anything.
Good. A US show or a UK show?
There's too many good ones to list.
Favorite song to end a set on?
Lonely Train.
Best show of your life?
Probably today.
Worst show of your life?
Maybe today.
What's your go-to post-set meal?
Oh, dude, anything with carbs.
Anything with carbs. Favorite riff of a Blackstone Cherry song?
Blame It on the Boom Boom.
Most underrated Blackstone Cherry song?
Gosh, a song called Fade Away.
A band or artist you'd love to collaborate with?
T-Pain.
Your favorite song of all time?
Stairway to Heaven.
Greatest song you've ever written?
Stairway to Heaven.
Favorite music video?
November Rain.
Perfect.
Oh, that was hard. I was trying to think
All
hard.
of a sudden, when you have to think of things that you like, you're like, wait, what do I like?
Wait. Oh, dude, thank you. That was good. Cheers, man.
That was fucking perfect.
Thank you, John. Thank you,
so
buddy.
much, bro. That was fucking
Appreciate it. Let me see your nails.
Dog.
Those are bad as hell.
Thank you, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate
I love
that,
it,
brother.
dude.
Yeah. If ever there was a smile that could warm our souls on a cold and rainy download Saturday, it is Lucas from Holding Absence.
Thanks, man.
How are you,
I
sir?
smiled off instinct, and I realized you were complimenting my smile mid-smile. I was like, oh, fuck, he's caught me. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
All the better
Muddy?
for seeing you, man.
Yeah.
All the better for seeing you, because what a weekend this has been for you.
Yeah.
Like, when Funeral for a Friend got the call, obviously it's a big weekend for Holding Absence anyway, but when Funeral for a Friend got the call, were you like nervous about it, excited about it, or was it like a little bit like, I wanted to put everything into Holding Absence, but now I've got to worry about this as well? Was it a lot of juggling mentally?
Yeah, to be honest, you're right. Yeah, it's like I said to you just now, we start a 2-week tour now as well, so just, I'm on tour now, essentially. So like, it was a case of with, am I talking too close? I'm probably like putting it in my mouth. But yeah, it was a case of like, okay, now I've got one more show to worry about. Like, is it going to be okay, whatever. But it's just such every time I step on stage with that band has been and will be a dream come true. So it's like, it's kind of hard to say no.
Yeah.
And I have the boys' blessing as well. I'm making sure that I'm not, because Holding Absence is my life. So it's like, I don't want to put anyone in an uncomfortable position. If the boys felt like it'd be too much, I probably would have said no, So it's like, but yeah, so everything lined up perfectly though, and we headlined the second stage. I had pyro for the first time in my life.
That was going to be my next question. Was that first time with everything, like all the thrills and spills?
Yeah, it was amazing, and it was funny because at first I was like, the line is there, like don't step over the line, like singing like that, and then towards the end I was kind of like, I knew my arm wouldn't light on fire if I, and it was like getting used to playing with it essentially, as almost like fire. Yeah, that's how it is now. But yeah, like the same way you'd have a monitor and to put your foot on it, and then maybe if it's a bit loose, not to put your foot on it. It was learning how much liberty do I have with the fire. Does it really affect my performance, or can I still perform?
Did you get a rehearsal with it, or was it just first time on stage?
It's too expensive to rehearse. So we used our imaginations. Yeah. But yeah.
And you had the falling stars as well.
Yeah.
What a beautiful touch that was.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's just hard because you don't see it the way everyone else does. So it's like, I've seen videos and it looked amazing.
Oh, beautiful.
But yeah, very surreal.
And a hero of yours came out on stage with you last night. So we need to make a confession. So we had Charlie Simpson on this show.
I think I saw.
Did you see the clip? Right, so you saw the clip where we recommended him Afterlife.
Yeah.
Then he came on my show on Kerrang as a guest head of music, and he was talking about bands he'd recently gotten into, and was talking about Celebration Song.
Yeah, man.
And then he comes out on stage with you for Funeral for a Friend last night. What tune did he come out for?
All the Rage. Oh. Yeah, and I think he used to do that like back in the day, like when the first time, I guess. So it's kind of like, I think it was really nice actually, because it was like, obviously I have a Be Human canvas painting on my wall in my house, like, do you know what I mean? So like, and I've had that for like 15 years or whatever. So it's like, oh, not 15 years, but like about 10 years of my life I've had that on my wall in my house. And like, my first ever show was Busted in 2003. So it's just, the whole thing for me is super full circle. He sent me a video on my wedding morning, like, being like, congratulations and stuff. So it's really special for me. But then the cool thing is knowing that for him, I know he's a huge Funeral fan, and I know Funeral are really good friends with him, and just the fact that I could be there to essentially facilitate him getting back up with a band from his youth, I guess, you know, and relive that. Like, I say this, but like my goal in the funeral setup is essentially just to facilitate more people watching them, if that makes sense. Like, because 100%. At the end of the day, they wouldn't have played this weekend if I wasn't there. So
then they were honest about that yesterday.
Yeah, and I think and I think those fans wouldn't have seen that band that they love, and I think I don't want to sound like a martyr, but I'm only doing this so that people can, obviously it's a dream come true for me, but I know what a special band they are, and it'd be a shame for them not to do it anymore. So if I can help that continue, awesome. And like I said, with Charlie involved, it's mad that I helped facilitate something so iconic.
Dude, and your heroes are becoming your peers now, man.
Yeah.
This is your life now, bro.
It's weird, man.
Well, let's talk about the first booking that you received for Download Festival 2024, and that is the Holding Absence set tonight. You are, I do believe, main support to Billy Talent this evening on the Avalanche stage. I mean, biggest festival booking at Download for you so far in your career?
Yeah.
Like, off the back of a huge Kentish Town Forum show.
Yeah.
Dude, like, what's the vibe like in the Holding Absence camp right now?
Really good. I think it's like the core of the band. We know what the band is now. We know what we mean in the kind of the zeitgeist of the UK scene, and we know what our aspirations and dreams are, you know. So it's like, you know, we're very much at peace with who we are, what we're doing, and where we want to go. And now it's a case of just trying to have fun. You know what I mean? Like, because like tonight's show is going to be, like you said, it's going to be special as hell, man. And like, you know, it's literally like Silverstein were one of our favorite bands growing up, and we're playing after them. So it's like, you know, it literally goes Silverstein, Holding Absence, Billy Talent, you know. And it's like 10 years ago, they were two bands I would have definitely gone to watch in Cardiff if they were playing, you know, and now I'm like in between them. So it is very surreal, but I just never want to take any of it for granted, you know, and I want to make sure that we put on an amazing performance, because our fans are amazing people, and they've shown us everything over the last few years. So
they have. Yeah. And that headline tour, was it tail end of last year or start of this year? It was tail end of last year. It was tail end of last year. Like that Kentish Town Forum show, man. Like I sat there right next to Ryan, and I was like, bro, this band will do Wembley one day. Like,
thank you.
Honestly, like every time you step out on stage and the stage gets bigger, you get better.
Thank you. I love to hear that.
You don't look like fish out of water.
Yeah,
you look. The bigger the stage get, the more comfortable you look, and it's like everything is coming together more and more. And that stripped back version of Afterlife that you did acoustically that night was stunning.
Thank you.
Genuinely stunning.
Your love it contact yours the same. The echo of the argument lingers like a shadow. And how can I make you stay a little longer?
That's what I love about you. You understand the relationship that your fans have with your catalogue, and like, say for example, with a song like that, they're used to hearing it full energy. So it's like, cool,
man.
Big show. Let's strip it back. Let's see how this sounds. And like, dude, the sound that was coming out from that crowd that night, the volume that they sing along to your songs, like, it's got to be lighting a fire for some new music at some point.
For sure,
the creative buzz has got to be kicking in soon.
Yeah, man. I mean, the creative buzz is always there, you know. And I think for us now, it's like, where do we go? You know, because, you know, we referred to our first 3 albums as a trilogy, and we very much feel like they're a very coherent journey. What's next? You know, I don't know. I'll let you know when I do.
So
you
we've
know,
not started demoing anything yet?
We have.
Oh, we have? Okay.
But, you know, it's. I think we're really premeditating the future at this point, because like we know what we want, we know what we want to change, we know what we don't want. There's a lot of box ticking, and you know, like even we had like a rule book, you know, and we've got a set of rules, and it's like one of the rules is like subverting expectation and to try and do the opposite of what feels natural, right? So it's like it might not sound overtly different, but every time I want to go in for a typical Holding Absence thing, I'm telling myself, nah, man, like try and do something different. Like let's see, and you know, and there'll be a fine line between keeping what people love about Holding Absence and finding more things that people can love about Holding Absence, and I really, we work with people sometimes, and it's like, you know, they'll kind of say like, you care too much about your fans, you know, and honestly for me, the writing process is 50% what do I want, 50% what will our fans love, you know? And I think it's got to be a compromise. So it's trying to find the perfect medium right now.
That's very Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots of you. That is like his mentality through and through. Like one of my favorite quotes of his, which is creative, is stumbling across an idea and having the confidence to pursue it.
Nice. Yeah.
I feel like that can often be the case with bands. Like, as you said, sometimes you get in there and you start overthinking everything and you start dissecting everything, and it's actually like, hold on, if we actually simplify it a little bit more and go, right, as you said, this is what I want to try and do, this is what the fans would want us to try and do. Like, I feel like that synergy and holding absence, especially with the vibe that you guys have together as creatives, like,
man,
it's something that's going to come together in a hell of a way for your next full length.
Thank you, man. And like you said, you know, it's like stumbling on something that is like I said, is the opposite of doing what you're used to, you know? So, and I think that's kind of where we're at now. We're trying to stumble on new things, you know? But yeah, ultimately, you know, we're so grateful for where we are, and we kind of don't want it to change. And I think, you know, I think back to who I was when I was young and like coming to this festival, you know, with my own money and loving every minute of it. And I just want to do what's right for that kid, you know? So hopefully,
that kid would be very, very proud of you, bro.
Oh,
very proud of you, man. And as are a lot of us, you're a phenomenal representation of the UK music scene, and the fact that you're flying this flag internationally as well with that US tour.
Yeah, we just did a headliner. Did
you US headliner as well?
Yeah, January. We did rooms in America that
because was it
we would be happy to do. Yeah, we did Censusville last September. No, how old am I?
No, it was last September. We were in the US at the same time. And in New York at the same time. So I was trying to get into that Kintsugi bit.
I remember. But yeah, so we did the headliner in January this year. Yeah, and oh man, it was mad. We were doing like 400 to 600 caps every night. It was fucking crazy. Selling out. Honestly, I that's just like, I don't know. That's just crazy. Stupid. Yeah, it's stupid.
Well, bro, that's going to be your future for a very long time, and like we've got a front row seat for it. We're going to be here the entire way, man. Lucas, thank you so much for your time today.
Give me a spiky hug.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks,
smash it later on, man.
Thank you for having me.
Brendan from Wheatus, thank you ever so much for joining us today, my friend.
Thanks
How
for having
are
me.
you?
I'm good. I'm surviving. Surviving the rain.
How is this compared to US festivals?
It's way wetter.
Way wetter, yeah. Have you had anything like this in the States?
Nothing with this kind of weather, but it does happen. You guys are more used to it, way more used to it. So.
Yeah.
And I've been to a lot of UK festivals, so I should know what I'm getting into.
But this has been the worst.
It's that's not the worst.
Okay.
Worst is a crazy word. Because you're playing a festival, it's still great.
Yeah,
you know? Right? So it's not going to be a worst anything, but it's going to be a wet something.
Yeah, definitely a wet something. Well, let's talk about playing this festival, because I tried to get in the tent to see you yesterday because I knew I was interviewing you today and I wanted to get a couple of little phone clips to splice over the interview. Not a fucking chance. One of my mates tried to worm his way in, and he tried to go all the way down to stage, worm his way, no, nothing.
It was packed in there. I remember at one point, my point of view on the stage was sort of diagonal, so I could see one of the pillars, and I could see just people standing with umbrellas under a waterfall coming off the tent. You know, just literally standing in Niagara Falls, just with umbrellas like this. And I thought, there's no way those umbrellas are working. It's not, you know. I mean, it was just like, what is going on here? It was raining really hard at one point. And luckily we're in a tent, but you know, I saw pictures last night. It looked like there was 30,000 people trying to get in there.
Dude,
and I was like, what is this?
That's a pretty accurate head count, because as someone who stood on the outside looking in, is that a Creed song or a Stain song? I'm on the outside. I was blown away by the fact that at this stage in your career, you are still this popular in the United Kingdom.
It's crazy.
It's huge, bro.
It's crazy. I think our first album came out at that right time, and it was a little bit off the beaten path from the rest of the stuff that was that year. So, we got lucky. You know, we're the luckiest bunch of idiots from Long Island. You know?
I didn't realize you were a Long Island boy either.
Well, originally, I've been living in New York City since I was, in my early 20s.
Okay. Are you a Jets or a Giants fan?
Neither. I don't like football. New York Yankees.
Yankees. Okay. I'm a Jets fan for my sins.
Yeah, football's boring. Or gridiron, as you would call it.
You're more of a baseball guy.
Yeah, I live 11 minutes from Yankee Stadium, so I have to keep it real.
Nice. You got a season ticket?
No. I'm not home enough.
Yeah.
I can't get off the road. I've been on the road since February 1st.
Jeez.
I've had 4 days off. Yeah.
This whole year?
4 days off, 6 colds, pneumonia once.
No.
Right? Bad back. Like, you name it, you know? Here we are. Got your wellies?
Well, I've gone for New Rocks, big stompy golf boots.
I bought these in Liverpool 2 days ago for 40 quid.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Nice.
A sound investment.
Yeah, they sorted you out so far.
Very much so.
Well, talk us through the set last night. I mean, like, before going out on stage, like, what was the atmosphere like backstage in the band? Like, looking out into that tent?
It was like this. Where's that thing? Where's the light? I can't see. Give me your phone. It was like that. That was
a lot
the
of stress.
Honestly, no, it wasn't stress. We deal with that all the time, but that's the, if you want the true atmosphere, that was it.
That's the real shit.
Yeah.
And then stepping out on stage, what did you open with last night? Because
we opened with a song called "Temporary Song." It's, you know, we re-recorded our first album, right? Well, you know, those first 10 songs that everybody knows, the original masters seem to have been lost. The multi-tracks are gone.
Really?
Yeah, label doesn't seem to be able to find them. So we made them again. We re-recorded the whole thing. So Teenage Dirtbag 2020, Sunshine 2020, Truffles 2020. We put them all on a new edition of that record.
Nice.
And added 10 songs from over the years that sounded like they belonged on our first record, and that's why we didn't record them. So we have a 20-song version of the first album available for streaming right now on all platforms. Go check it out. And that's it's like, you know how Taylor's version, that's our version.
We got Wheatus' version.
Yeah, we own that one, so it's a happy time. You know, we're out of the woods with imperial entanglements and whatnot. And
that's a very professional way to put it.
And it's all gravy. Yeah.
And what was the highlight of the set for you last night? Out of anything in particular, is the one moment that really does stick out as like a holy shit moment?
If we get that first song right, because "Temporary Song" is the song we opened with, that's one of the songs from the other side of the first record.
Right, so that's the newer side.
Yeah. Well, not newer, but
yeah, like
new old stock.
Yeah. New old stock.
Vintage. If we stick the landing on that one, I'm always like breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, because it's hard to play, you know?
Yeah.
And you're coming out with a song that people don't know as well as the first album that's from back 25 years ago, so you got to really bring it. And we got that right, and I was like, whew, okay, we're okay now, you know? And that was a good moment for me. But then, of course, there's the Teenage Dirtbag thing, which is always, I've stopped trying to analyze it or try and control it. I never try to do anything sort of.
Interesting.
I just let whatever the crowd wants, that's what's going to be, you know?
Interesting.
I'm just there to deliver the track as close to the album, as close to what they're expecting to hear as I possibly can.
And then you're just a catalyst for their moment.
I'm just a vehicle. You get in me, you drive me to the next muddy spot in the festival, and you get out. You guys are going to sing it, but I'm going to sing a higher harmony than you, okay? Sing the old girl part with me. 1, 2, 3, I've got 2 tickets to ride, baby. Don't make me cry, don't say baby. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby.
Well, we will let you go off to your next muddy spot very, very shortly. But we've been doing a stupid little feature at festivals on this show, which is how many questions can you answer in 69 seconds?
69.
69 seconds.
Okay.
So Ollie's got 69 seconds on the clock.
Here we go.
First answer that comes to your head. Your time starts now. Favorite band of all time?
AC/DC.
A song you love playing live right now?
Valentine.
The most fun band to tour with?
Bowling for Soup.
What's your best album?
The Valentine LP.
A song you inexplicably hate?
Oh, that's tough. I don't hate songs. That's really difficult.
Okay, next question. Favorite song to end a set on?
Probably People.
Nice.
Yeah.
Best show of your life?
Last night, the after party, when we closed at midnight, the secret show in the tent where we played all acoustic.
Worst show of your life?
Worst? Man. A show in Texas where all my gear arrived broken.
Did you ever get 2 tickets to Iron Maiden?
Yes.
Electric or acoustic?
Both.
One of your your favorite music video.
One by Metallica, Jammin' version.
And what's your most underrated song?
14.
Bang.
Wow, I did it.
You answered all the questions.
I can't believe it. That's tough. That what song you hate? That almost. I was like, I literally couldn't. Nothing came to mind. Like,
yeah, you're just full of love.
Like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Like. No, because like, how do you play music and not like it?
Yeah, that's true. No,
You know?
it wasn't one of yours. It's just anyone's song.
Hate,
Yeah.
hate like Donald Trump hate.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
No, not
See,
music.
for me, it's Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, like for me, that's an aberration.
Maybe
to music.
I register hatred by not noticing songs.
Right, there you go.
You
It
know?
just doesn't exist.
Like if that's on the radio, I'm like, hey, how you guys doing?
Let's talk for a change.
You guys want to have a chat?
Well, Brendan, thank you ever so much for your time.
Thank
today,
you
my
so
friend.
much. That was fun,
dude.
I like your jacket. That's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I really
take
do
care.
appreciate it. My friends, we are joined by Erhan and Julian from Heriot. How are we, fellas?
Very well. How are you?
Very good.
I'm doing all right. How are we coping in the weather?
I mean, it's looking a bit brighter now, so yeah, all good. I'm soaked.
Yeah.
But I should dry out.
Yeah.
It's good to go outside.
I mean, it is England, so
Yeah.
Exactly.
we're used to it. It's all right.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about the set earlier on today. Let's start with arriving here today. Were the nerves when you woke up this morning? Did you have that sort of like fire in your belly where you're like, just get me on that fucking stage?
Yeah.
Ish. We had a weird night last night. We had to break into our own van at like 2 a.m.
No.
So we've only had about 4 hours sleep. So we had a rocky start to download this shit.
Whose fault was that?
No one's
No
fault.
one's.
We had to call the AA out. What's going on here? The central locking on the van.
Yeah, so we just locked,
yeah,
and then you couldn't unlock it with the key.
So we had to punch the window in with a
Yeah.
hammer. So yeah, we've had a weird day, man. And then the set was weird because we had loads of tech issues. It's just been a weird day, but we're here now. So it's
Okay, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the set from your perspective. Like, what was the weirdness on stage in terms of some of the tech issues? What do we have?
Mate, it was just like we were just getting noise from something. I think maybe where Pantera, like obviously they needed the time to do what they needed to do, and then they took all their stuff off, and then the house stuff got put on, and then we just basically didn't have time
We had
to
about
sort
10
stuff
minutes
out, which is what it is. But basically, we got really angry, not at anyone, but the situation. So I think, from what I've been told, we performed really well because we were just angry and stomping, and it was.
But by the end of it, I was having a word of a time. And then it was
We were
over.
like, this is pretty
So-
cool actually. Yeah, it was more disappointing for the people that came out early to see us. I mean, we've been putting this down for so long. The Saturday, getting up in the morning after being hungover from the night before is so difficult. We've missed so many good bands because we're just too hanging. So, like, the fact that people were there waiting and we couldn't start was a bit frustrating, but I think it went all right.
It was good.
It was good in the end.
So was it a late start because you were just trying to get everything working and like things weren't like?
Yeah, so-
was it wireless packs? Are we talking? Like,
No. So it was literally just noise going to the desk, and like we were like there was sound coming from all of us. We could hear stuff, but there was just noise.
I don't think anyone knew what it was until we
Yeah,
knew.
it's the
And then
phantom
we only
problem.
played for
Yeah,
like 15
man.
minutes after that. But the 15 minutes we played were
Oh, so you
fantastic.
only got 15.
They were
Yeah.
good though. It was
But it's
good
a good
15.
fit, it's a
We
good
went
fit.
hard for
It's
that
a good
15.
fucking
It was
15.
good.
Yeah,
It was
fuck
good.
yeah. I mean, like, mate, honestly, if anyone's seen us a bunch of times, tech issues, we are cursed.
Oh, really?
But we just laugh it off and we just give it everything when we can get going. So, and I think that's the best way to be, you know, because that bit's on us.
Yeah.
So if we deliver, then hell yeah.
Well, I'm very proud of you boys for rolling with the punches and like not letting it like get you down because you're still in very high spirits.
Yeah, of
and
course.
It's a massive slot for you guys, and like the fact that people, as you said, turned out that early on in the day, came to support you, just shows how much momentum Heriot has fucking got at the moment. And did you get the chance to play the brand new tune?
Yeah, we played.
That stayed in the set.
Yeah, so
No,
we
we didn't. Foul Void was the first tune. We cut it. We played Siege Lord, which was the first tune.
and we played a new one that's not out yet.
Yeah, so we did play new stuff. But
So,
not the new
yeah.
Is that the one you've been teasing on Twitter?
Probably.
The one with like the acronyms and the letters?
Oh yeah, so that's the album title.
That's the album
We
title.
played a song. There's one song in the set that's gonna be the next single.
Is that an exclusive? That's an exclusive on the Jon Mahon show.
No, we did live, but yeah, the new single that came out last week, we couldn't play because we had to cut it.
Yeah, it's not too long an intro, and that would have been our walk on. It is what it is, isn't it? Like, yeah. But we had fun when we could have fun, so, and people loved it, so I'm happy with that.
The thing is, there'll be a lot of bands who are aspiring to be on the stage that you're on today, listening to you talk right now, listening to your responses, seeing your body language and going, hey, like, yeah, obviously like they're upset because they didn't get to do the set they wanted to do, but look at the mentality, like you boys have stayed positive, you've still remained grateful for the opportunity to the fans to come in out there, and like that for me is like a big learning point. It's like, because this isn't going to be your last fucking time at Download Festival by a long stretch of imagination, and in fact I'm willing to bet that the next time you're here you're probably going to be up another stage. So like the momentum is fully behind you boys, so smiles, all positivity.
I mean that is the way to do it. It's like, you know, we treat every opportunity as if it's our last opportunity. So you give it everything. If you get invited back, amazing, but like we don't expect it. So when you're there, you give it some. Like, you know, we were still like, this is crap, but it's Download and let's fucking give it. Like, so, you know,
it's one of those where like the people watching you don't know or even care about what's happening on stage as well, so you kind of have to separate yourself a bit in that way and be like, whatever issues we've got going on up here they don't know about or care about, they're just there to have a good time, and once you separate yourself from that, that's 100%. What it's all about.
And no one's going to care about it as much as you do, because this is your baby, this is your life.
Absolutely. And we've got better at that. We weren't always good at that, but we've got way better at that.
We have got better.
It's always been frustrating. It is still frustrating, but you have to get past it.
I'm the worst with it, man. I'm the worst with it. Like, I'm a DJ, right? And if I have a bad DJ set, look, Thursday night at the Doghouse, I got up there, plugged my stuff in, plugged my laptop in, and nothing fucking worked. And like I had like my full set mixed on a USB stick, and it's like a pull in case of emergency. Worst case scenario, plug the USB stick. The whole set's on there. Just press play on there. And about half an hour of trying to fucking figure shit out, I was like, cool, emergency, pull it, just send it. And it's like sometimes like everything that you got planned in your head and that you want to do, you don't get to fucking do, and you just got to go, all right, cool, let's roll with the punches, let's see what happens.
We're doing a bunch of other festivals, and this was the one where we did like a pre-Pro 4, so we were the most prepared for,
and it's the one that
went, and then it's the one that went fucking tits up. But it is what it is, man. You just got to be positive, you just got to fucking roll with the punches, man.
It was fun, like, and the crowd that were there loved it, and it was short.
That's it, innit? That is it. Like, so, it doesn't matter how the fuck
we're happy.
Feel.
We're happy.
Good. As long as you boys are happy, that's all that fucking matters.
We're good.
And let's talk about the positives, man. Let's talk to me about some of this new music. Like, what can we expect from this next generation of Heriot?
Record's out in September. There's a few songs to come out before that. The record, like, we've been working on it a long time. I think we took like a year and a half on it. When we did the last EP, we weren't ready to make a record, so we really took our time on it, and we're really proud of it. I think the stuff that's out is a good representation of the record, but there's a lot of new stuff. There's like a fully electronic tune on there, like industrial stuff. There's a lot of new sounds as well.
Some electronics, did you say?
Yeah, there's a whole like industrial tune on there that's like different. Like, we've like dipped our toes in that before, but we fully went there this time.
And I will say, like, it's not filler. It's not just like an interlude either. Like, when we were working with Josh Middleton, his approach to writing albums, because he's written so many, is like, don't write tracks and albums to kind of just fill the space and up the runtime. Every track you create, make it, it could be someone's favorite track. And even though it might be different in genre, it could be someone's favorite track. And all of the stuff we've done is 110%, like, we've fucking given it. And obviously some will be quite different to what we've done. I think we're quite lucky that, like, we're not in a particular narrow genre. We're kind of broad, we can spread our wings a little bit. But yeah, this album we're really fucking proud of, so hope you like it.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
You said the name's already out, isn't it?
Devoured by the Mouth of Hell,
Devoured by the Mouth of Hell.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck, that's metal.
Hell, that's fucking it.
Fuck, that's metal. Oh my god. Well, my friends, keep your eyes peeled. September 2024, Devoured by the Mouth of Hell has got to be on your playlist. That is not optional. Boys, thank you ever so much for your time today, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you ever so much. Cheers, man. My friends, we are joined by one of the most exciting emerging artists in the United Kingdom right now. Please show a lot of love and appreciation for No Offense. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, thanks for that. Hell yeah. No, I'm good. I'm excited. I've never played Download, obviously. New to this.
Yeah.
I came here as a kid, so I'm super excited to be back on the stage.
Who was your headliners at your first Download? Can you remember?
It was Biffy Clyro. I didn't stay until then. I was here for like Pierce Savelle, Bring the Horizon. Nice. There was Story So Far, Knuckle Puck.
Nice.
Like, I just had the best time ever.
Okay, so you big pop punk.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Well, what type of time are we talking today? What kind of set time?
4:25.
4:25.
Avalanche stage.
Almost the golden time.
Yeah.
5 minutes off the golden time.
Close enough. Close enough.
4:25.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, I mean, how are we feeling? Excited? Nervous?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't really get nervous until I'm like about to play,
Okay.
which I'm kind of grateful for. But I mean, maybe it's probably better to process it before like actually going on stage. But no, I'm mostly excited. I think I feel like it'll be a good vibe. Because, you know, like it's a rock and metal festival, and I'm like, I'm pop punky and a little alternative. And then I saw Busted on the lineup, and I'm like, no, you're good. It'll be fun.
Were you here yesterday?
No, I really wish I was.
Okay, well, I mean, like, if you had the artist pass, you might have actually had a chance of seeing Busted. As someone who was stood in the crowd trying to watch Busted yesterday, not a fucking chance.
I heard about that. I'm playing 2 shows with them in the summer, so I'm gonna be seeing them from side stage, from front stage. I'm excited.
go.
But no, I heard there were like 50-meter queues like outside the tent.
Yeah, like 30,000 people turned out to watch Busted yesterday in a 10,000 cap tent. Do the maths.
Why were they not on the main stage?
Because metalheads are like, why are you booking Busted at a rock and metal festival?
But so I feel like they secretly listen to Busted. You can't deny Busted.
100%. They're a gateway band. If it wasn't for Busted, I wouldn't be doing this shit right now.
Me neither. They were my first gig ever. I cried when they broke up, ripped down the posters. I like Charlie. I ripped down the posters.
You're dead to me, Charlie.
Genuinely, I didn't understand the concept of not wanting to be in Busted. I was so upset about it.
Were you like fuck Fight Star? I hate Fight
No,
Star.
actually, no, I wasn't. I like
okay,
Fight
that's
Star.
good because I've got a Fight Star tattoo. They're one of my favourite bands of all time.
Sick.
But let's talk about your music, less about other people's music, more about your music, because your career so far has been like, from an outsider looking in, an absolute whirlwind. Like, it just seems to have just skyrocketed so damn fast. Like, from releasing your first set of material to now, what's this evolution been like from you personally?
God, I mean, I'm autistic, so everything is overwhelming. But it's been good. I feel like I've got a really good manager. He keeps a good pace.
Yeah,
make sure
you're
I'm
part
okay.
of a good family.
Oh God, yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to do this if I wasn't. But yeah, it's been great. I mean, like because I started off as a YouTuber in 2015 doing like Bring Me the Horizon covers on ukulele. So I was like influencer, so I assumed that like it would be hard to like be in this community, especially like rock and metal community. Like it's gatekeeping, you know. I thought I'd be shat on a bit more, but surprisingly it's been fine, and I'm very grateful for like everything I've done. Like the fact that I just did that tour with Shikari, like the band,
ridiculous,
insane. So no, I'm having a great time.
And they weren't small shows either,
dude. I fucking look like before the biggest show I played before then. We did an underplay tour with Shikari the year before. Biggest show was like 1,500, and I remember that I was shaking before I went on stage. And then we started this tour in February, and the first show was like 6,000. I didn't have time to like line check or sound check, so just ran on. I was like, I guess we'll just have to deal with this. So by the time we got to Wembley, I was like, okay, I've done a couple arenas now. But yeah, I mean, nothing like prepares you for being in front of that many people.
No.
It's like looking at, and like they're like Sims at this point. Like,
oh,
it's
100%.
insane.
But I mean, in terms of going from songs that I imagine like either like started like in your bedroom or in a home studio, or just you sat behind a laptop, songs that begin there and then end at Wembley, like when you're on stage at the SSE Wembley, oh no, it's the OVO Wembley Arena, isn't it? I'm stuck in the past. The OVO Wembley Arena, and these songs that you created are being performed in front of such a massive audience. Like, as an artist, like, how does that feel? Like, how do you quantify that?
I don't.
Yeah.
Like I probably still haven't processed it yet. It's the kind of thing where I feel like I blacked out as soon as I went on the stage. I feel like I experienced it through the people that were there that told me about it. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's like those songs that I wrote like before it. So I started Testosterone because I'm trans in like 2018. So like the first songs that I wrote, like my voice hasn't finished dropping. And I'd never been in a studio. I was too scared to sing in front of people like 3 years ago. So like,
really?
Dude, my anxiety was crazy. Like I'd write stuff in the studio and then I'd voice record like the vocal stuff, and then I'd go home and record it at home and send it over.
Oh my days.
It's better now, but like to go from that to like Wembley in that short space of time was crazy. But like it's ridiculous. Like,
you should be very proud of that, because that's very hard to overcome. Like people don't give that enough credit.
No, I kind of was just like, I guess like I have to do this. Like I was offered the tour and I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. What if I bomb? But yeah, no, it was great. And obviously like, cause like I had like my producer in the crowd, like people I'd written with, like all my family, all my friends, and like they had heard the demos, and just like, yeah, I think it's silly. I think it's silly for everybody that I know to be involved in it, but I'm just really grateful.
Oh, 100%. I can imagine your fan base is very grateful for that as well. I can imagine there's a lot of people who, with especially considering your life story and the things that you sing about and you put into your music, I can imagine the DMs that you must get are a lot of people being like, hey, thank you, because like I was terrified of this, or I didn't understand this, or I couldn't comprehend this, and hearing you sing about this has made me realize this. Like, first, it is quite a lot of pressure sometimes, like especially like when you're young in the industry, but like it feels like something that like you've embraced.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, so I didn't want to come out as trans online because it was something that I was really just like ashamed about. Like, I still hadn't, like, I knew I was trans for so long, and then like I felt like coming out was like a burden on other people. So I was like, you have to completely change how you think of me. So I never wanted to come out, and then I did, because people thought I was a 14-year-old guy from birth. I was 18.
Really?
Because my voice hadn't dropped. They thought I was like 13, 14, and my voice started dropping. So I was like, I'm gonna have to tell them I'm doing something, otherwise I'll be so confused. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but I love it. I'm grateful for it, and like I had that, like I was gravitating towards the internet because I didn't have the community in real life, and I feel like a lot of people that come to the shows and like listen to the music have the exact same thing. So it feels like a full circle thing. Like I met my best friends online, like my gay little friends online, or like in queues at gigs. So like it just feels like everything kind of worked out somehow.
That's amazing. And I mean, in terms of people who might be watching this into or listening to your music, who are going through those personal matters where they don't quite understand themselves, or as you said, like maybe even like feel like a certain amount of shame about how they feel, like who want to maybe come out and like tell people what they truly are, what would your bit of advice be to those people?
I think community is like the most important thing, and it's probably something that's been said over so many times, but like I was like 5 years old, like I would pee on the toilet backwards because I thought that's how boys pee. I was like, yeah, I'm a boy now. But like that has always been part of me, and until I had friends that like understood it, I didn't feel comfortable even in myself. So like definitely community. You need friends that like support you. I know, like I have a lot of friends that have been kicked out because of like LGBT related stuff.
Really?
And they like, we became so close because of that. And I think it's something that like, even if you're not part of like the LGBT community, you need like a group of friends that understand you, because your parents aren't necessarily gonna. But yeah, finding a community, most important thing, and also like coming out at your own time. Shouldn't feel pressure to do that. And also just like, I know a lot of people have said like, I'm confused, like I don't know what's going on and I just wish I'd know. It's the kind of thing that like time isn't something that's gonna make you suddenly know what's up, but I think just like not putting pressure on yourself to try and understand yourself too early, because like even when like you're growing up, you're a kid, like I went through Peter Pan phases. I would watch that every single night for 2 years, like that was a phase. but I feel like it takes a while to fully know yourself, and I think that applies to everybody.
That's fantastic, and I don't doubt there'll be people who see that clip who will be very, very appreciative of your very supportive and like inspirational words, because it's a very inspirational journey. And on top of that as well, you're now doing arena tours. You're booked at Download Festival. Your music's being played on daytime radio everywhere. It's a very good time to be No Offense.
That's true. I like that. I'm writing that down somewhere.
I'll send that to Hayley. We'll get it in your next press release.
Please.
Well, we've been doing a stupid little feature on this show with the artists that we've had come through this weekend, which is how many questions can you answer in 69 seconds?
Let's go.
Right? So it's nothing serious, just first thing that comes to your head. Okay. And Ollie's got 69 seconds on the clock, and your time starts now. Favourite band of all time?
My Chemical Romance.
Big chorus or a fat riff?
Big chorus.
A song you love playing live right now?
I Know Better.
The most fun band to tour with?
Action Adventure.
What's your best song?
I Know Better.
A tune you inexplicably hate by someone else?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Happy by Pharrell.
Yeah, good shout. Favourite song to end a set on?
Worms.
Best show of your life?
Chicago this year.
Worst show of your life?
Oh, Great Escape this year.
Go-to post-set meal?
Oh God. Chocolate Uncrustables.
Nice. Yeah. What's your most underrated song?
I Know Better.
A festival show or a touring show?
Touring show.
A band or artist you'd love to collaborate with?
Youngblood.
What's the greatest song you've ever written?
I Know Better.
And a touring show or a festival show?
Touring show.
Love it.
So
2 seconds left.
Yeah!
You just smashed all 21 questions.
Sick.
In 69 seconds. No offense. Thank you all so much for your time today, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely fucking perfect.
Cheers.
So our last interview on the Saturday Download Festival 2024 is with Jess from Calva Louise. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very good indeed, thank you. Very good indeed. So, the reason why your band came across my radar, Gareth from Pendulum, he told me to check you guys out, and I was blown away. How did you and Gareth meet?
So, this is an amazing question. I think Gareth found us on TikTok.
Damn.
And Gareth is one of the biggest champions of like new bands. And he just messaged us and being like, do you want to meet up? And we were like, honestly, like, what? What are you talking about? And he's been, I think, our mentor now. And he's one of the biggest helps we've ever had in our lives. We're eternally grateful. And we wrote a song together, Under the Skin. And he's co-producing and co-mixing our next work.
Is he now?
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's so amazing that even if we have a problem or something and he's literally just about to go on stage, he helps us. Like, he's amazing. You would think one of the most important people, you know, like, are unavailable, but he's the best, and we love him.
Given the amount that goes on in that man's life.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, he and Alison, our bass player, are like, Alison asks him a lot of questions, and he always answers him, and even got him like a little like a great like pedal board that we played. It's got his name on it, and Alison's like, I'm not touching that. That's Gareth forever with us.
That's so wholesome. Because I mean, as you said, as a new band, having a veteran like that, like someone who has paved their way in, not just the way with Pendulum, but with Knife Party as well, like
absolutely.
Almost redefined two genres with two different projects. Having someone like that be a mental figure for you at this stage in your career, like how much has that changed your output, your outlook, like the benefits?
Everything. Like anything. I feel like we've always felt very like, and I wouldn't say lonely, but you know, like we come from different places. We've known anybody from the UK, and you know, getting to meet people from the music industry was always really hard for us.
Yeah.
So somebody of, you know, his talent and, you know, of his like, you know, godlike figure, you know, for us, that respects us, appreciates us, and helps us. It's to us. We always tell him how grateful we are, and we just, you know, we're kind of like, fuck, we're so fucking lucky to have him on board, and I don't know what else to say.
That's amazing. Well, Gareth, shout out to yourself, my friend. You're a fucking legend, dude. But let's talk about Calva Louise today, because unfortunately I didn't get a chance to make it over to your set just because we've been changed the press area the entire day. But what was it like? Let's start with pre-show, backstage. Was it nerves or excitement?
So this is one of the reasons we bother Gareth a lot, because we do everything very DIY. Our equipment and our things are, you know, Alison is the one that he's the wizard behind all of it. Yesterday, everything got like kaput, like not working.
No.
So we're like, well, better that happened yesterday than today. So we were very nervous. We were very nervous if things were gonna work. We got so many little like things, because we always try to have not many things on track and like play everything.
Interesting.
But every, you know, that's extra steps, you know. So to get everything work to the perfection, Alison is the only one that knows all of this. It was a bit hard on him, and also, you know, we drove like from Blackpool, from near Blackpool, and you know, I mean, it's great because we're a really tight team, and I mean, we're a really small tight team. So we were kind of like pre-show, everybody was a bit shaky. Everybody was kind of like, please, 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 don't fuck up. Like equipment, we were praying to the gods of technology, so nothing will fuck up, and it didn't, and we just really almost enjoyed fully, because we're always aware of like
that Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Oh my god, ghost stories, it's like everything, but you know, we did well, I think, and I think people enjoyed it. So
hell yeah. Well, let's talk about that moment where your intro track hits, you're all stood on the side of stage, the crowd starting cheering. What was it like stepping out onto that Download Festival stage with Calva Louise today?
Well,
like, talk us through that moment.
So our intro track, we play it. So we came to, you know, just on stage, and we have to play like the intro. And I was like, people were so nice, and they were like shouting like, hey, like we had some friends that were in the front, so we were really grateful for them because they were shouting our names, and they were amazing. They were like cheering us up, and we just played the first note, and we knew it was gonna go right, and it did. So
if the first note goes right, everything else is gonna go right.
We have a MIDI keyboard, and I played the keyboard, and sometimes it doesn't have a screen because it's a really cheap MIDI keyboard, and sometimes it just wants to go crazy and goes like a couple of octaves down, try in another key. So I was like, please be the right key when I play it. But it was, so yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, let's talk about your vocal style as well, because you're of the similar ilk as Courtney LaPlante, similar ilk as, is it Jess from Anchor as well?
Wow.
Like Anchor, another band that Gareth put me onto.
Yes.
Like I feel like you're part of like this crew who've got like a beautiful set of cleans, but also like if you want to bust out a scream or two, like you can do that too.
I feel so honored that you named me. They're my heroes. Like Courtney LaPlante is one. Wow, thank you. Like I can't believe I've been mentioned in the same sentence as her.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I find scream as a therapy because sometimes I'm very angry. I've been like very angry in my life, and being able to scream on stage and transform their energy and then maybe help other people have a catharsis, that's where everything started for me. I've never considered myself a vocalist because I just feel like you go people that are like in a caliber that is unattainable, but I need it because I can't pay for therapy, and that's the only way I get to express. And
music is a phenomenal therapy.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
is a phenomenal for therapy. And I mean, in terms of your screams, was that a style that you learned? Did you go down the route of like a Melissa Cross kind of teacher, or was it something that you self-taught?
I mean, again, the magic of the technology that we have, like TikTok or like YouTube, having all that information for free, I was like, I can't be stupid. I need to find out how all these people and having Melissa and other amazing tutors online that they will give their knowledge for free. I was like, I need
David
to.
Benitez as well.
Absolutely. And I was just listening to a lot of YouTube videos, and I mean, I started screaming kind of like stupidly, not stupidly, but not putting any technique. Really, I was just trying. I couldn't not scream.
Just trying to make the sound.
Just trying to get my emotions out.
Yeah.
Just I needed to get it out. I couldn't be writing music just to kind of like give you the cheek kind of vibe. I was like, no, I'm giving fuck you, the fuck you, motherfucker. And then I was like, I should not be stupid and mess my voice. So I just go to YouTube videos and things like that, practice. I practiced a lot.
Yeah.
And I think practice, those really help.
It absolutely does.
So little by little, I mean, I always feel like I'm starting. So little by little, I'll practice. One thing I have is dedication. So I dedicate myself to what I love, and screaming is one of those things. I want to scream for the rest of my life. So
hell yeah, well yeah, keep looking after those pipes, because as I said, like if you're at this stage this early on in your career, like the only way to go is up. Like you're already phenomenal, and it's only going to keep on getting better.
That's how we strive.
Well, we've been doing this silly little feature on this show to end interviews, which is how many questions can you answer in 69 seconds?
Wow, I'm so bad at those.
Right? You would not believe the stress it puts some people under. So Ollie's going to load up the clock with 69 seconds. First answer that comes to your head, nothing too serious. Are you ready, Jess?
No, but okay.
Fantastic, that's what we like to hear. Ready, Ollie? 3, 2, 1, go. Who's your favourite band of all time?
System of a Down.
A big riff or a fat chorus?
No, I can't think of anything really. Atwa.
A song you love playing live right now?
Under the Skin.
The most fun band to tour with?
Vukovi.
Great answer. What's the best song you've ever written?
I don't know. I'll say Under the Skin because it's got Gareth's magic.
Hey, let's go, Gareth. A song you inexplicably hate by another artist?
Oh no, but I don't.
You don't?
No.
Not even like a really bad cheesy chart song?
Oh no, I cannot think of anything. I end up loving them.
Your favourite song to end a set on?
Opportunista, yes.
Best show of your life?
Today.
Worst show of your life?
It's got a. Oh no, I don't want to say. It's got to be because there was a tornado. No, it was good. It was a good show, but
the weather.
But the weather in Texas wasn't very good.
That temperamental Texas weather.
And then it was evacuation, and so yeah, but it was great anyway.
Jess, you absolutely smashed that, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you ever so much for your time today. And my friends, make sure you go and check out Calva Louise. What a fucking band.
Oh, thank you so much.
Is it chocolate or is it mud?
Bit of extra as well. More and some.
Here we go, boys. It's the last day of Download Festival 2024, our first Into the Day, and we're joined by the fellas from Bleed Again. How are we?
Very good, thank you. Yourself?
Getting there. We're getting there. Day 3 of 3. How are we?
A little bit tired, very muddy, but had an incredible weekend, so can't knock it at all.
Hell yeah. So we started on the Wednesday, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. So when you got on site, what was the first thing that you did? Was it straight to the stage, or did you actually have time to like decompress, or was it just all rush, go, go?
It was pretty go, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Well, it flew past, but yeah, every moment was just like surreal, but incredible. Yeah, really quick.
We just had to get the tent up and run, essentially.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So
it was pretty. Yeah, we went to the campsite, set a tent up and everything, and then we got the message to go to the stage, and then it was going over there and setting up and everything. And before you knew it, we were kind of, loading in and everything playing. So
damn. So let's talk about it. When did you get the call from Download Festival saying, "Hey, do you want to come do a set on District X's main stage"?
It was the second week into April, I believe, and it wasn't till I think a couple of weeks after that they actually asked us to headline it. So they said, we thought we'd ask you to headline it. Is that all right? And we were like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're not going to say no, are we?
No, don't want to do that. No, thanks.
That's fantastic. Like, once you get up there, like, it goes by so fucking fast, and it's like you do have to make sure that you like take a second to appreciate it in the moment.
Yeah,
take the inners out.
Yeah, there was a couple of points. I knew I was going to walk on the stage and say, what the fuck's up down though, because you got to do it. There's another point in the set where I just wanted to make him, ask him to make some noise, but I made sure I took my in-ears out beforehand.
Yeah, that's great.
And it was weird because I could hear my voice delay to the back, and then I could hear like them cheering delaying to the back because it was so deep. It was like a wave. It was weird but amazing.
Oh man. I mean, in terms of people who might be discovering your band for the first time this weekend, or people watching this interview who've never heard your band before, how would you describe your sound?
Let's go with Sam with that one because you've just written a new single.
Well, I mean, we've been called metalcore. We don't dislike that as a label, but I think
don't at all, personally.
No, but I think with how I describe it is, there's heavier moments, there's obviously cleaner moments of myself singing, there's melodies, there's triplet breakdown, scream. Yeah, there's a bit of, I know it sounds so cliche, and sorry for anybody watching this, but it's something for everyone. But yeah.
You just alluded to a new single. What are we talking? Have we got a release date? Have we got any plans in motion for it?
Yeah, it came out last Friday.
Let's go.
We decided to push it through because we were going to release it, and then we obviously got the call to play download, and we were like, yeah, this needs to come out sooner. So I spoke to a PR company. I shot a video for it myself.
Oh, damn.
Got all that through, and I finished the final edit for the video on the Wednesday, and we released it on the Friday.
Fucking hell.
And we played it 1 week before. We did like a little local show. So Oscar had a gig with us for the first time. That wasn't maybe 10,000 people. So
your first show was that show, and then your second show was 10,000 people.
The biggest gig I've ever had before this is the New Crossing in London.
And what cap's that?
I don't know the cap, but it was full. But it's nothing like.
But we pushed that single through, and so the very second live play of it was here at Download, and it went down so well. So we couldn't be more happy about that.
Hell yeah! What's the song called?
Parasite.
Parasite. Well, my friends, there you go. Make sure you steam Parasite by Bleed Again off the back of this weekend. But boys, congratulations on the biggest show of your lives, man.
Thank you very much.
And it's not going to be the last time that you're on a stage. That sounds like Gary fucking
hopefully not.
No, biggest show so far. Hopefully, we'll see.
So far. Download Festival day 3 of 3, and we are joined by two big names right now, Brandon and Travis from Atreyu. How are we, fellas?
Very well. Doing delicious.
Delicious.
Delightful.
I mean, you guys picked the right day to come to Download this year.
We brought the California sunshine for everybody. You're welcome.
Yeah, we are thankful. Thankful. It's not going to dry up the ground. Hopefully, maybe by the time 25 rolls around, we might be able to walk on this place again. But how are we?
Doing great. Yeah, no complaints.
Yeah, like I said, delicious.
Delicious.
And delightful.
Hell yeah. So what's your road to Download Festival been like? What have you been up to?
I was asleep, so I didn't quite know what roads we were on.
Same.
Yeah, but no, it's good. We came out, we did Rock am Ring, Rock am Park in Germany. We've a couple little headline shows. We were in Southampton last night.
Let's go.
And we're here today to fuck shit up.
Hell yeah. How was Germany?
Sick.
Yeah.
So sick. That's another prime fucking festival. No
Yeah.
mud.
No mud.
No mud.
No mud.
Not a one mud. Those Germans, they figured it out with the mud.
Yeah, they're efficient. They
German engineering at its finest.
Yeah, exactly.
We got some catching up to do over here. And how was Southampton?
Dude, sick.
Which venue? Was it Joiners?
Engine
Rooms, great venue.
It was slammed in there and hot and loud and wonderful.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the UK has been blessed with a good few Atreyu shows over the last couple of years. Like, you've been visiting us quite regularly.
We've been trying, yeah. We didn't used to come over here as frequent as we would have liked, and we're trying to make good on that now, you know?
Making up for lost time.
Yeah.
And in terms of how your crowd over the years has changed in the UK, like considering like how long you've been going for, like especially with like the new material, like the last time we spoke, like we were saying how like a lot of the change in direction, like teaming up with, you know, various different people like Travis Barker coming on songs. Have you noticed like a change in your fan base? You've been bringing some younger fans through with this new material?
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird. Like we were talking about this earlier, how last night we were doing a meet and greet, and there was like, you know, some of the people that are like, I've been here since Suicide Notes and I've loved every record. This one dude was like, oh, I found your guys' new album and I just found you guys 6 months ago, and now I'm kind of working my way backwards. And it's even across the board, and you see it in our shows because there's not, like, people are singing the old songs just as loud as they're singing the new songs.
Yeah.
Which is great for us, you know, it feels good.
Yeah, and also like, you know, the fans have also kind of aged along with us, so now they bring their kids to the show.
Sick.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, 2 different generations of Atreyu fans. It's cool.
It's nice.
Yeah, but you're a generational talent now.
Killing it. Generational talent. You hear that? You hear what he said?
Yeah, that's one for the press release.
Yeah.
And what I love about you boys as well is like you've very much embraced how guitar-based music has evolved over the years. Like, you haven't shied away from, especially like the electronic side of things, and like embracing that kind of stuff. I mean, how much fun has it been to fuck around with stuff like, you know, synthesizers and that kind of side of tracks?
I mean, I think it's been our whole career is just trying to find new sounds and new ways to do what we do, and it's fucking awesome. I mean, I feel like some of the electronic stuff we've done a couple tracks with our friend Keizo, and I've been a part of some EDM tracks with Adventure Club and Sullivan King and like different stuff like that.
Shit. I didn't realize you and Sully had a tune together.
Yeah. Me, Adventure Club, and Sullivan King all have a track together.
What's the track called?
Break Me. You Can't Break Me. That's what it is.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a ripper.
I was literally here for Sully the other night, like in the Doghouse set.
Such a good dude. Such a good dude. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's funny, like we did that first song with Keizo, Battle Drums, and it was just like kind of during COVID a little bit, and it wasn't really pushed as a single, and like it's a monster in our catalog, and we play it live.
Hold! What's up, right now?
Is it the set today?
Is it? I think so, yeah. It's supposed to be, yeah. But,
oh my God.
Yeah, it's cool. Like that whole world is so ingrained in metal and hardcore anyways, that it just makes sense. So we're always trying to find something different.
Well, I went to EDC Festival in Vegas a couple of weeks ago to fully check it out, because like as an old DJ in the UK, like my whole thing's been taking rock music, acapellas, and putting over dance beats.
Yeah.
And I knew that scene was big in the States, but I didn't realize to what level alternative music crosses over. And like what I wanted to see was like what kind of people are out there listening to alt and dance music crossovers, because in the UK it's not quite taken off in the same way as it has in the States.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about you boys, is the fact that as it started booming, you were like, yeah, let's fucking get on this.
What really drew me to it was that this is a few years back. I did a Adventure Club was doing a show in LA, and they were doing like a lip gloss matchup.
Okay.
And they had me out to play drums on stage during it, and it was like, first of all, the crowd was full of like Pantera, Suicide Silence, Atreyu, fucking all these like band shirts, and I'm like, okay. And then the crowd went harder than I've ever seen anyone go at any metal show in my entire life. So I was like, okay, this is fucking supposed to be together. Like, this makes perfect sense together. So,
dude, 100%. So talk to me about working with Keizo. Who reached out to who? Did he approach you?
Yeah, they reached out to us. He reached out to us, and he had done a lot of stuff with different bands, and it was kind of like, oh, I'll put a Keizo twist on your song or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, let's get in the studio together, and let's really bring both of our strengths to the table. And it's a lot of fun. Like, he's super smart, really fucking talented dude, and like he would kind of come with just sort of like vibes and different beats, and we're like, let's go with that, and then just start writing over it. And
we gelled really well with him. Like,
and it was face-to-face writing as well.
Yeah, we were in the same room with him and everything, and we were in the studio for maybe 4 hours, 5 hours tops.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just knocked it out.
Same with the last time we did a song called Depression Season with him, and it was the same thing. It was just
what
like
a fucking banger that
yeah,
is.
I love that song. And it was the same thing where he kind of came in with like that. It was just the beat.
Yeah.
It was like, that was that UK shit. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that drum and
yeah.
bass.
So I was like, all right. So we let it roll, and like I said, 4 or 5 hours later, it's a song. So
because that opening note that you rip, where it's just oh my days,
it's a fun one.
Because he was doing the Unleashed stuff, the EDC, so he was out there with a live drummer, live guitarist, and like it works, man. It works,
does.
and I hope it opens at the door for more of that kind of stuff at download for us and bring it to UK.
He's an artist that's really really meshing the two. He does those Unleashed tours in the States too, and he'll bring out like heavier bands. Like he did a show at the Forum in LA, and we played, and then we came out with him and did our 2 songs. Like, it was fucking awesome. It's such a cool like mix.
Dude, what was it like opening up for a dance producer with a dance crowd? Like,
Dude, it was sick. Like I said, all those people, so many of those people are like, they're fans of our band too. Like the worlds are so together. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, a lot of those guys from that world were fans of what, I guess if you want to call it scene that we came from.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of crossover there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because like I watched Ghastly / Gengar do his thing, and he was dropping like Lorna Shore, like Make 'Em Suffer, and then like the amount of times I heard people mixing like System of a Down, Chop Suey into like a tech house set. Like, this alternative dance crossover is something that I really think can like benefit the rock scene, because the dance scene has been like embracing it, and I feel like the rock scene's still trying to catch up a little bit on it.
I think if the rock world just saw one EDM show, they'd be like, oh, this feels like this is madness.
Yeah.
And that's all it would take.
How is the rock scene not caught on to everyone holding onto the barrier and doing the synchronized
that thing,
bang?
dude?
How sick is that?
It's fucking awesome.
Today we'll make it happen.
Yeah, you got some, rock world's got some learning to do for sure.
And speaking of today, is there going to be a cover in the set today?
No, not today. We don't have time.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's 30-minute set, so we're kind of like get up there and rip the bangers, but we'd love to. We were doing Whitney Houston on the last tour.
That was it.
It was fun, but I don't know if there's enough time.
Yeah, because I had a pal who went to that show, because I missed you on that run, and he was just like, dude, that Whitney cover came out of fucking nowhere.
It was funny because we had a shirt. It was just like the full like Whitney Houston image, and then just over her name, it was stenciled Atreyu, and people didn't get it. Like at that, like they'd come to the merch table and they're like, makes no fucking sense. And then we'd sell a bunch of them after the show. They're like, I get it now. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk set list today. Like, how far across the discography we're spanning? How much new stuff we're slipping in?
It varies. I mean, there's almost every record.
It's pretty evenly dispersed.
Yeah, there's a couple records missing, but it's not the ones that I don't think people will miss that much. But it's I'll call it the hits set.
Yeah.
The hits set.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's some of the new songs we can expect today?
I think we're just doing Drowning.
Correct.
Yeah, just doing Drowning today. We're the band that like wants to push our new music and wants to do things, but we're also fully cognizant of the fact that we have 25 years of albums that people also love. So you want to kind of mix it up. There's some Death Grip on there. There's some Curse on there. There's some Let Sails. There's Drowning from the new record. Battle Drums will be on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice little mix.
Nice. And what are we ending on?
I think we're going Blow. Yeah.
Ooh, it's a big end.
Especially in the UK, it just works.
Yeah.
It just works.
We are fans. We are very, very big fans. And then what's the future saying? Post-Download Festival, what we got coming up?
We're finishing some festivals here, and then there's a lot. There's some unexpected shit coming from us at the end of the year that I think will throw people for a bit of a loop, and then we've already begun writing new music as well. We went to Japan last month.
Damn.
And wrote for a week in Tokyo, and just kind of
we're jet setters.
Yeah.
Yes. Cali, Germany, Japan, you name it.
I'll just say, I've said this before, I think the next 2 years is going to be a lot of fun for the Atreyu fan.
Holy shit. Well, that is something to look forward to, my friends. Well, Brandon and Travis, thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
My friends.
Oh,
yeah, take care, my friend. Thank you so much, bro. And that's it, my friends. Thank you ever so much for making it this far through the Jon Mahon Download Festival 2024 special. A massive shout out to every single band that gave us their time this weekend. We're very, very grateful for you swinging by and having a conversation with us. A massive shout out to all of these bands' PRs who are the unsung heroes working behind the scenes at a festival like this. There's a lot of human beings who sacrifice their weekend of watching bands and drinking and doing everything that everyone in that main arena is doing to make sure these bands get the opportunity to come and have conversations with all these fantastic media outlets. So shout out to all the hardworking PRs. Shout out to all of the festival staff at Download Festival for doing such an amazing job. And most importantly, shout out to Download Festival for once again putting on one hell of a fucking festival in 2024. Before we get out of here right now, I'm going to go on record and say my headliner predictions for 2025 in no particular order: Sleep Token, Nickelback, and System of a Down. Let me know your Download Festival 2025 predictions in the comment section below. Don't forget to drop a subscription to this channel. We're very grateful for your support. Don't forget to go and follow Forever Loud on all of their social media platforms, who've been working very, very hard this weekend. Ollie's got some fucking amazing content. He's been doing his breakdown feature where he's been getting bands to write breakdowns on the spot. You'll be seeing tons of clips from those, as well as some fantastic interviews from Forever Loud. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Bum bum bum. Download Festival is money as fuck. Massive shout out to Ollie as well before I get out of here, because Ollie fucking smashed it on Wednesday during the live podcast. He stood behind the camera shaking his head, but you absolutely fucking crushed it, bro. I fucking love you, man, and I'm so glad that we got to fucking do this shit together. Like, genuinely, I fucking love you, dog. My friends, all that is left for me to say today is my name's Jon Mahon. Peace and love. Stay alive, and we'll see you at Download Festival 2025.